Using our layers window to show two or more options within the same space is really helpful in that we don't have to draw multiple models to show multiple options of something. So we're going to use our layers window along with the entity info and our scenes window. With my select tool, if I start clicking on various different pieces of furniture, I can see that they are living on layer 0, and I can see that in my entity info window, which is great. That's where they're supposed to live. Everything starts on layer 0. In my layers window, I can see that that's actually the only layer that I have right now. But what I'd like to do is I'd like to put one option on a layer called option 1, and then another option on layer option 2. So I'll go ahead and add those in my layers window first. Click the plus sign and type option 1. And click the plus sign again. I'll type option 2. And these could be named something else. It's whatever makes sense for your own workflow. But we need two separate layers that correspond with the two different options. So now using my select tool, I can hold down my shift key to add to my selection. And I'm going to select everything that will change. So first I need to copy this before I put them on two different options. I've got everything selected, and I can go to Edit, Copy, or I can use the shortcuts Command or Control C. And now that's put into my clipboard. So now this is going to be option 1. So with everything still selected, I can go to my Entity Info window, use the drop-down menu, and select option 1. Now this is attributed to this layer. I can uncheck the eyeball to uncheck the visibility of that. So option 1 has disappeared. I still have access to it. I can bring it back by checking the eyeball and clicking it off again. So that's going to be option 1. I put all of that geometry onto the clipboard. I copied it before I put it on option 1. So now when I paste it, I can go to Edit, Paste in Place. So now I've got a whole new set of furniture to work with that is still living on layer 0. So I can readjust this. I'm going to click off of this, and I will go ahead and adjust this layout to be a slightly different layout for option 2. All right, so now I can select all of this furniture with my select tool holding down the shift key. Again, I can see that it's still living on layer 0 because I copied it before I had added it to that option 1 originally. And now I'll use the drop-down menu to put this copy of that geometry on option 2. So now I've got option 2 to toggle on and off. Here's option 2, and here's option 1. So we've got two different sets of furniture on two different options. So I'll take that a step further and get my view right about here. And with the same viewport, the same angle in my viewport, I'll go ahead and add a scene. This scene is going to be option 1. So I'll go ahead and drop down that Hide Details, Show Details menu here, and scene 1 is going to be called option 1. And now I can toggle option 1 off and turn on option 2, keeping my view at the exact same angle. Add the scene, and I'm going to call this option 2. So those scenes capture that layer information, what was on and what was off at that moment. So I can toggle over here in my scene tabs from option 1 to option 2 without even having to open my layers window when I'm presenting these two different options.